Hey guys, it's Lord Ryujin here again, bringing you another YouTube video. Now, I know that again, I'm going to be probably on the whole "what the hell are you thinking" side of this. People are probably going to question my intelligence, but I have to talk about this supposedly fake NX leak that was shown on the internet. Now, I know just as much as I talked about this when it came to the XDS, I know that this more than likely could be fake. It could be. But I'm starting to think that it's not. Think about it. And I mean, really, truly think about it. There is nothing wrong with the Wii U. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. So all you have to do is make it a little bit more powerful and allow for the option to stream to a tablet or a smartphone, which Nintendo would never do that unless they made a partnership with DeNA for mobile gaming. Imagine that. And then their Pro Controller is actually very comfortable, so all they have to do is just redesign that. And in order to give people the option to continue to support amiibos, but not force a gamepad down their throat, they'd have to put an NCR reader on it, or NCF or whatever reader, which it shows on that. So you just have to redesign the Pro Controller, which that's what they've done. And this is sort of a little bit of what I was saying. It's just like, just take the Wii U, beef it up a little bit, throw the Pro Controller out there, make the gamepad an option, and there you go. And this is everything that I talked about with the NX, what I wanted to see from it, and when I talked about it in the previous video about the XDS, that's a little bit of what I'm talking about. Make it to where maybe something like the XDS or a 3DS or Wii U or whatever is an optional controller for it. And I also say this because you do know that Nintendo is going to keep that around, right? They have a tendency of being backwards compatible, which if they're going to be backwards compatible to the Wii U, they have to keep the gamepad. And since some games use the Wii remotes, they have to keep the Wii remotes around too. So it seems to me like they're going full-blown backwards compatible with this. Now again, as I said at the beginning of this, and as I like to state with everything, I know that this could very much be fake. You know, I'm in no way denying that, just like I know that there's a good possibility that what we saw with the XDS is fake. And more likely I believe that the XDS is fake, probably more than this. This makes a ton of sense. Because if you think about what Nintendo's thinking about doing, and just like I talked about with that whole XDS reveal, and let's talk about the Nintendo NX, it's very much likely that we could see Nintendo do something like this. Like again, I talked about this in that video about how they combine their portable divisions with their home division, and they've made games like Smash Brothers, which work on both consoles and are sort of integrated to be sort of the same game, or you know, work in conjunction with one another. And now you have things like the Miiverse and stuff like that, which are now cross. And if you then take it a step further and make it to where the eShop is combined, and it has 3DS games digitally, and it has Wii U games digitally, and it has all these games digitally, then yeah, this whole Nintendo Cross thing that they showed off seems like it's a pretty good idea, regardless of whether it's fake or not. It seems like it's a good idea. That's just my 2 cents on it. I know that to some people, they look at it and they think, nah, there's no way they would do that. But why wouldn't they? I mean, you don't know. You really don't know. And until they reveal it in 2016, we can only speculate on what the NX actually is. I still kind of hold a little bit true to what I said in this video and in that video, that it's some kind of a hybrid. It's going to be some kind of a thing that allows you to use some kind of a touch capacity, whether it's some kind of a brand new portable or the original 3DS or the Wii U gamepad or your smartphone or your tablet. It's going to allow some type of integration with tablets. and some kind of integration of touchscreens, because they need to keep that around for the 3DS games and for the Wii U games that are clearly going to be included, at least in my book, the way that I see it. They're going to clearly keep those around. And they're clearly going to keep up the amiibo business, so they have to have something that uses that NFC technology, you know, in order to be able to read the amiibos, or even the cards that they seem to like they're going to go towards next. So yeah. And again, I know that it's a very clear divide on this. There's probably going to be some people that are going to say that, you know, why are you falling for this? Well, because you never know with Nintendo. You never know, and there's been a lot of times where stuff has been leaked that people have said, there's no way that this could be true, and it has been true. It has been correct. Now, granted, I'm taking this with a grain of salt, and I'm stating right now that this could very well be fake, and that this is just something that somebody generated, but at the same time, how do you know? I mean, it looks like it could very easily be a real presentation, or it could not be. There's no telling with this one way or the other. And I'm very, very 50-50 on it. But the only reason why that I'm not 50-50 on this, because honestly, if you showed this video to me, and you didn't show the tablet incorporation, and the smartphone incorporation, and the Wii U gamepad, I would probably say, no, this is bogus. This isn't what NX is. But when you show it off, it's called Nintendo Cross. And when you show off a brand new controller, which looks very similar to the Pro Controller, which I liked. I like the Pro Controller a lot. And you think about the fact that they made a partnership with DNA for mobile gaming, which means that obviously they're going to have some kind of smartphone tablet integration. They've been talking about doing smartphone integrations with like Miiverse and stuff like that for a while. And everything starts to sort of make sense. At least from where I'm standing, everything starts to make sense. The portable and home markets are now one division. So games are obviously going to be coming to both portable and home markets. The idea that they're going to keep the Wii U gamepad around, just like they kept the Wii remotes around for the Wii U, they're obviously going to keep the gamepad around for the NX. So it's obviously going to have some kind of an off-TV streaming capability. Well, then that's an option. But if you have a tablet or a smartphone, then it's another option. And if they're going to allow all this stuff to be streamed to a smartphone, then that makes sense, is that's what they're going to do with mobile gaming, because they haven't really been very clear about what they're going to do with that, you know? And again, I know that all this is speculation. All of this could very well be fake. I've said it probably 500 times in this video, but I want to make that very clear, because I don't want to get attacked with my intelligence. I don't want to be attacked and like, oh, it's very clearly fake, you idiot. And I know it could be fake. I'm just telling you why I think that it might not be. Now, is that its final form? No. I don't think that. I think that what we saw there is more likely a prototype. But I wouldn't be surprised if some iteration of that shows up, whether it uses tablets, smartphones, whether it has a similar looking controller or it's different. Because honestly, if you go back through and you look at some of the videos of like the leaks of Project Cafe, which is what the Wii U turned out to be, looks kind of similar to what we ended up with. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up with something quite similar. And I wouldn't be surprised if the XDS turns out to be the next portable that goes in conjunction with it in some ways. Now, or we could end up with a virtual reality headset similar to Project Morpheus. But you also have to consider certain things that, like, again, they have stated that this is not a successor to the Wii U or the 3DS. So there's all kinds of things that NX could be. Make sure you sound off of what you think that it is. I'm going to continue to keep talking about this and share my opinions on it. But things like this, things like this Nintendo Cross, things like the XDS, when I see them, I know that what I'm seeing could very clearly be fake. But when I start to think about it and grind it over in my head, I start to think, but it would make sense. It would make sense if you think about what it is that they have been trying to do with the Wii U and the 3DS, and what they've been trying to do with the whole company for a very long time. It wouldn't surprise me if something similar like this comes out. Not exact, similar. But again, only time will tell on this, guys. Make sure that you share your thoughts in the comments down below. I appreciate you watching this long if you've paid attention this long. And I appreciate all the support that I can get, of course. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have yourself a good one, and I'll see you next time.